Now, the other form of parenting that happens under selfishness is kind of the ignore parenting. Now, ignoring is kind of a weird thing for us as men because it's easy to slip into and not even realize you're doing it. Ignore parenting is a style that a lot of men take part of and they justify it. They do. They make it where they kind of wear it as a badge of honor. And what they're doing is a lot of times they're still focusing on themselves. So it's a form of selfishness, but they're justifying it by saying they're doing it for the family. And you're saying, well, I'm not ignoring my kids. I recognize they're my children. Yeah, but if you don't spend time with them, are they really your kids? Are you really doing anything? I work hard so I can, buy their stuff. Well, that's great. But they want you more than they want the stuff. And that's what a lot of men don't get. Part of the growth process for us as men is we have to work, but we also have to maintain our family and we have to train up our children. And you say, well, that's hard. Well, that's what grows us up. That's what makes us better. It matures us. In fact, a lot of men, they start realizing how much more they can do with their life when they say, oh, I've got a wife, I've got children, I've got a job, I've got responsibilities. And they start juggling. You know what? They get better at juggling. They get better at doing these things. They get better at living intentionally. But what you don't want to do is get so focused in one area that you ignore the others. And that's what a lot of men do. They say things like, hey, I'm doing this for you. Hey kids, I can't spend time with you right now, but I'm doing this for you. One day I'm going to be able to buy you a car because I'm doing this. So you're going to thank me later. It's not really a good excuse. What you're doing is you're kind of ignoring them and justifying it by saying, I'm going to buy you nice toys. They don't want the toys, they want you. And sometimes we even do it to ourselves. Once I get this new position, once things slow down, once I make $1 million, we always have these things. And what it is we're making excuses to ignore our responsibilities. We're making excuses to ignore maybe some of the hard things we need to be doing with our kids. Kids want their dad more than anything else. Kids would rather spend a day with you playing in cardboard boxes than you being able to buy them the nice toys but never being home. They just do. Because sometimes in those cardboard box days, you're going to make memories that they'll remember for the rest of their life. You want them to remember the cardboard box days. They're going to remember that more than whatever toy you buy them and the way you justify it. Oh, I worked hard so you could have that toy. They want you. They don't want to be ignored. And we shouldn't accept the life as men of ignoring our family, but then using them as the excuse. Dave, that's hard. To do a career, to do my family, to do all this. And I'd say, yeah, it is. It's hard. It's hard work. But we're men. It's what we do. We just got to suck it up at times and show up and be there. We can't use our family as an excuse to ignore our responsibility to them. Because guys do that. I'm doing all of this for my family. What they're doing is they're justifying being away from their family. They're justifying the long hours. And some men, what they do is they use that as an excuse because sometimes getting close to their children is kind of awkward. They're not sure how to do it. They're not sure how to connect with their preteen daughter. They're not sure how to connect with their son, who maybe has a different personality to them. So instead of doing the work and getting close to them, they kind of back off and they use work to justify it. That's a form of ignoring parenting. As men, we just got to suck it up. You say, well, I'm awkward. I don't know what to do. You got to learn. That's what men do. We do the tough things. And if you want to be a good dad, sometimes that means you got to do some work inside of yourself. So I want to challenge you. Don't let your selfishness overcome you as a dad. Make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Make sure that you hold on to the ability to be a great dad. Learn to live a selfless life. Learn to think about your children, think about your wife, to think about building a strong family. Be a man who can practice self-control. Be a man who can connect with his kids. You'll be amazed as you focus on these, you'll be amazed how much you grow and how much a better man you'll become.